my wife. I'd like to toast to my wife, my beautiful wife. It's going to be weird, Dylan.
Just get on with it, Dad.
Okay, am I sweating? Right, I'm ready.
And action!
Hi, okay. I know exactly what you're thinking. Cop out, lazy, I'm a cheat. You're right. But before you boo me off, those who know me well will know that I am a sweaty mess when it comes to public speaking. And I thought, it's my wedding day, so why put myself through hell? So I've decided, me and Dylan are going to do our own little film, and hopefully you'll like it, and I'll get away with it. Right, we've done our best, albeit last minute, with the old camera and some ropey editing skills to avoid any embarrassment on this momentous occasion. We're not trying to be Spielberg here, we're just trying to get this thing done. Max, ready?
I know, Max, I save man!
Dylan, you ready?
Just get on with it, Dad.
Dylan, you get on with it. You just hold the camera, do your thing, and I'll just, thanks very much, alright? I'm ready, okay? You just hold the camera and do your stuff. Thanks, mate. Okay, hi and welcome. Friends, families, in-laws, guests, gatecrashers, brummies, Aussies, gypsies, cockneys, and the old fellow sheepshagger. Annette, have you had too much already? Okay. Firstly, I'd like to thank God that Tarja turned up. At one point, well, at many points, we'd scrapped the wedding and started planning the divorce. It's just been emotional. That's all I can say. The colour of the shoes, tablecloths, the suits. I mean, do I go commando? It's been hard work. But we got there in the end. At least I know, well, at least I'm better prepared for my next wedding. Joke. It's amazing to have all my friends and family here. People have come from all over for today, so I'm really grateful. They come from Wales, London, Birmingham, Australia, New Zealand. Even Lloydie managed to drag himself up. So it means a lot to both of us, so thank you again for making such an effort. Right, on a very serious note, I would like you all to join me in raising your glasses to the most beautiful woman, most amazing mother, bestest friend in the whole world, my wife. Cheers. Tarja. To Tarja. Before I met Tarja, I was a quiet, lonely, I studied mainly. I loved reading and long walks and just liked animals and you know, no. I was a bit of an idiot really, to be honest. You know, immature, loud, arrogant, good looking though. But the truth is, Tarja has always been my rock. Not only a great partner, but I'm so grateful for all her support, her advice, and just for steering me in the general world of responsibleness. So I'm very grateful to have ever met her, really. We met at a party and I was in a white suit. There was a free bar, so I was in no real state to meet my future wife. I was on my second pack of fags, so you get the picture. But all joking aside, I know it sounds cheesy, but it was 100% love at first sight, for me anyway. So I gibbered some romantic lines, passed her my business card, and she thought I was a complete loser. She thought, what an idiot. I mean, she really didn't, she wasn't impressed. And it was that reaction that instantly won me over. Tarja was the one for me, the missing link I've been looking for. She wasn't falling for any of my no. She was straight down the line. She wasn't only drop-dead gorgeous, interesting, popular, kind, family-orientated, ambitious, well-travelled, funny, intelligent. clever, so clever, that at first she was like a dream girlfriend, but stroke detective, stroke policewoman, stroke counsellor, stroke mother, which was good really. Exactly what I needed. Needless to say, I wangled myself a first date, and here I am. The rest is history. We didn't really look back, and yeah, I did it. I think almost as happy as me was my mum. She could stop worrying about me and finally get a good night's sleep. So everyone was a winner. Tarja's given me a few words to say on her behalf too, so here goes. Firstly, it goes without saying how excited I am to have my brother and his family here, all the way from Australia, which is no mean feat with a 1-year-old on a plane with no seat. I'm totally overwhelmed that my auntie and cousins have also made it here, all the way from New Zealand, to represent the Ralston side of the family too. We've also made some amazing friends since we moved to Epsom. I've got to admit, I wasn't jumping for joy about hanging out my boots in exchange for suburban pipe and slippers, but as no doubt you'll see later on when the booze is flowing, this lot are a pretty rowdy bunch. On a serious note, these guys and their bunch of kids have become really close friends of ours and have made Epsom a pretty interesting place to be around. The stuff that goes on behind closed doors here makes Brixton look like Disneyland, and for that I'm very grateful. That being said, I have 3 friends in particular who really deserve a mention. Sarah and Vicky, I can't thank you enough for all your support and help. You're the best mates anyone could have hoped for. And Danielle, I'm so glad you and your gorgeous family are here today. We met at antenatal classes together, and I think it's fair to say, without each other in the early stages of becoming new mums, we may well have not got this far. Thank you to our families for their never-ending support, and Mary especially for her extra help and generosity, and more importantly, her babysitting. On that note, the second most important woman in my life after Tarja is my mum. Anyone who knows my mum, or Super Mary, will know how amazing and kind she is. She's always been there for me and my sister, even in times when, looking back, I was a complete She would always fight my corner, even my friend's corner, from time to time. Without my mum, I definitely wouldn't be here today. So thanks again for everything. After losing Dad, we all went through a lot, especially Mum. But if there's any one thing positive that came from it, is that we've all become so much closer as a family. It's very sad that the old man couldn't be with us today, but I'm sure he's looking down on us, making sure that I'm keeping all my receipts and not drinking too much. And I tell you one thing, he wouldn't be happy with that wonky stag tattoo on my leg. It was also really important today that I used my dad's wedding ring as my wedding ring, as a bit of a tribute, so that he could be a part of the day in some way, which I'm really pleased with. I've also been incredibly lucky with the in-laws. Bonnie, you're a star. Great cook, good fun, never told me off, never even chatted me up. Honestly, it's a pleasure to have met you and been introduced to your family. And Bruce, what can I say? When I first met you, it was the biggest relief of my life. So relieved. I thought I was a hoarder. Then I saw your house. Relief. On a serious note, you're the coolest father-in-law I could have ever wished for. Such an interesting, passionate, individual character with so many stories and a no-nonsense attitude. If I don't want any BS, then you're the man. Thanks for letting me marry your daughter. You can always trust me to look after her and support her and the kids. I'm always here when you need me as well. Likewise, Nick and Kayla, I couldn't ask for anything more. I know you'd do anything for us, and we really appreciate it. It's also handy knowing Nick, because it's like having my own hitman. I know if I need anyone to crack any heads, then Nick is the man. Scott, you're like a best mate. I'm so grateful for you coming over with Vic from Australia today. I want to thank you again. It's amazing seeing Piper, and I just want to make the most of you being over here. I'm not going to lie though, I also know with the Ralstons, if I was ever to put a foot wrong, I'll be dead. Nick, Kayla, Tarja, Bonnie, Scott, Bruce, and some of her mates, especially Vicky and Lou, I'd be dead. Dead. The ultimate dream team for keeping me on my toes. So I love you all. Now thanks to the ushers, Chili and Mervyn. practically family too. I could have picked any of the lads from my stag do, to be honest, but these two are the most reliable, I think. And now, I guess it's time to introduce the Chuckle Brothers. Joe, It Wasn't Me, Hunt, and James, aka Dirtbag, aka Dirtsack, aka Spunky, aka Stavros Flatley, aka Rabsy Nesbitt. I could go on. Thanks for being so helpful and organising such a pleasant and easygoing stag do. I met Joe and James in junior school, and since then we've pretty much done everything together. James was born on the same day as me, so I can always check how old I am. And Joe, don't know really. Joe's always been my co-pilot, so he's always cleverly moulded himself into the hunks of the moment. He was a brilliant Peter Andre back in the day. Girls loved him. Then he tried Beckham, which wasn't so good. And now he's loved up, off the market. He's settled for looking like Ryland. We've been through so much: weddings, funerals, courts, breakups, makeups, fights, laughed, cried, called each other almost every horrible name under the sun, but we're like brothers. James took my car once, crashed it, but apart from that, James is the brains behind the duo, and Joe's just done so many unbelievably stupid things that have got me in trouble.
This is really dragging on now.
It's just too much to mention, but he's got the looks to get away with it, so despite them about to rip out me, I love them both to bits. To reward them with such commitment and friendship over the years, I'd like to personally give them something very, very special. A once-in-a-lifetime memento, something that they'll never ever have, something that they've always wanted. So I'll now present them with this special gift. Okay, now I'll pass you over to Laurel and Hardy themselves, who I'm sure will show you amusing pictures of me, Photoshop pictures of me, and we'll reminisce about the good old days when I used to dress them, pull more women than them, organise them, drive them, teach them how to play football, and stick up for them outside nightclubs and get arrested on their behalf. Thank you all very, very much. Yeah, thank you very much. Dylan, we're done. Dylan? Cut. Brilliant.
Dad, it's still on.